When we think of Hollywood, we think of glitz, glamour, flashing cameras, and the red carpet. But beneath the shining lights of Los Angeles lies a darker, more mysterious truth. Hollywood has a haunted side. And no place embodies that eerie intersection between fame and the afterlife quite like the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Since it first opened its doors in 1927, the Roosevelt has been a playground for the rich and famous, a gathering spot for actors, musicians, and moguls during the golden age of Hollywood. But along with its history of luxury and stardom comes another history, one of shadows, whispers, and restless spirits. The most famous of these? None other than Marilyn Monroe, the ultimate icon of Hollywood's golden era. Many claim that even decades after her tragic death, her spirit never truly left the Roosevelt. Guests, staff, and paranormal investigators insist they've seen her ghost wandering its halls, lingering in mirrors, and sitting in the very spots where she once basked in the limelight. But Marilyn isn't the only ghost said to roam the Roosevelt. This hotel has been called one of the most haunted locations in Los Angeles, with a long list of paranormal encounters that refuse to fade. Tonight, we're peeling back the velvet curtains of old Hollywood to uncover the chilling history of the Roosevelt Hotel and why Marilyn Monroe's ghost still lingers there to this day. The Roosevelt Hotel was born in an age of excess. Opening in 1927 on Hollywood Boulevard, it was financed by some of the biggest names in the industry, including Louis B. Mayer, Mary Pickford, and Douglas Fairbanks. From the very beginning, the Roosevelt was destined to be a palace for stars. It was the site of the very first Academy Awards in 1929, where just 270 people gathered in the Blossom Room to celebrate a brand new industry tradition. Over the decades, the hotel would host countless celebrities, from Clark Gable and Carole Lombard to Shirley Temple and Charlie Chaplin. But behind the glamour, the Roosevelt carried an aura of mystery. Some say it's because the hotel was built during Hollywood's most cutthroat years, when broken dreams and tragedy ran just as deep as success. Others believe it's the energy left behind by generations of stars who lived fast, loved hard, and often died young. Perhaps the most famous ghost story tied to the Roosevelt is that of Marilyn Monroe. Before she became the most photographed woman in the world, Marilyn was a rising starlet who lived at the Roosevelt for 2 years. She stayed in room 1200, a suite that became her sanctuary during the whirlwind early years of her career. It was at the Roosevelt that she posed for her very first professional modeling job, sitting poolside, glowing in the California sun. That photo would kickstart her career, leading her to become Hollywood's most iconic blonde bombshell. But decades after her tragic death in 1962, guests began reporting strange occurrences in room 1200. The most chilling? A large mirror that once hung in her suite. Staff members claimed they saw her reflection appear in it, long after she was gone. The mirror has since been removed from the room. But paranormal investigators insist it still carries Marilyn's energy, her spirit somehow bound to it. Guests also claim to see her ghost wandering the hallways near her old suite, appearing in flashes of white, her face glowing like a faded photograph from the past. Some have even reported feeling a sudden chill or a rush of perfume when she appears, an echo of the glamorous woman who once walked those very halls. Marilyn may be the hotel's most famous phantom, but she's far from the only one. Montgomery Clift, the Hollywood heartthrob known for films like A Place in the Sun and From Here to Eternity, lived at the Roosevelt while filming From Here to Eternity. He stayed in room 928, where he reportedly paced the floor for hours, practicing lines and playing his trumpet. To this day, guests in room 928 report the sensation of being watched, hearing trumpet music echoing faintly at night, or feeling someone brush past them when no one is there. Some even claim to have seen a ghostly figure sitting on the edge of the bed, Clift himself, restless, still rehearsing lines in the afterlife. The hotel's Blossom Ballroom, once the site of the first Oscars, is another hotspot of paranormal activity. Guests and staff report cold spots, flickering lights, and strange shadows that dance across the room when it's empty. Some say the spirits of early Hollywood's forgotten stars still gather there, reliving their glory days. The pool area is also known for ghostly sightings. A young girl in a blue dress is said to appear by the water, giggling one moment and vanishing the next. No one knows who she is, but her presence adds another eerie layer to the Roosevelt's legend. Over the years, the Roosevelt has become a magnet for ghost hunters, paranormal investigators, psychics, and even skeptics have flocked to the hotel to test its haunted reputation. Some claim to have captured EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, where ghostly voices can be heard whispering in recordings. Others have photographed orbs, shadows, and figures that appear only in pictures but not to the naked eye. One of the most famous investigations involved the mirror once located in Marilyn Monroe's suite. Paranormal teams swore they could feel her presence emanating from it, as though it had captured part of her soul. The mirror has since been moved to storage, but legends say Marilyn still appears to those who are sensitive enough to notice her. Skeptics, of course, argue that these are tricks of the mind, our brains filling in blanks when we expect to see something. But believers insist the Roosevelt is far too consistent in its hauntings to be mere coincidence. The question remains, why would Marilyn Monroe's spirit still linger at the Roosevelt? Some paranormal experts suggest that ghosts remain in places where they felt the strongest emotions in life. For Marilyn, the Roosevelt was a turning point, the place where Norma Jean began to transform into Marilyn Monroe. It was where she experienced hope, ambition, and the spark of stardom. Others believe her spirit may be restless because of her tragic death at just 36. Conspiracy theories swirl around her passing, from overdose to murder, leaving many to believe her soul never truly found peace. Whatever the reason, her presence at the Roosevelt has become one of Hollywood's most enduring ghost stories, a reminder that even in death, Marilyn Monroe remains tied to the city that made her a legend. Today, the Hollywood Roosevelt is still a functioning luxury hotel, blending old Hollywood glamour with modern style. Guests can book the same rooms once occupied by stars of the Golden Age, and many do, hoping for a brush with the supernatural. For some, it's about the history, the chance to walk the same halls as Marilyn, Clark Gable, or Charlie Chaplin. For others, it's about the thrill, the possibility of encountering something unexplained. The Roosevelt has leaned into its haunted reputation, with ghost tours and stories circulating among both staff and visitors. Whether you're a believer in the paranormal or a skeptic, it's hard to stand in its dimly lit hallways and not feel the weight of history pressing in. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is more than just a glamorous relic of Hollywood's past. It's a place where history and mystery collide, where the spirits of stars long gone seem to linger in the shadows. And at the heart of it all is Marilyn Monroe, an icon whose beauty, charisma, and tragedy left an indelible mark on the world. Even in death, her presence at the Roosevelt is felt, as if she's unwilling or unable to let go of the place that helped make her who she was. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the stories of the Roosevelt remind us of something undeniable. Fame fades, lives end. But legends never truly die. So the next time you find yourself walking down Hollywood Boulevard, stop outside the Roosevelt. Look up at its glowing neon sign. And remember, some say if you listen closely, you might still hear Marilyn's laughter drifting from the halls, a reminder that Hollywood's golden age never truly left us.